Time is DNA. This is take two. That's why you see the same thing. It's not
I
like
thought I'd do a little different.
Yeah, I was gonna let my hair down. I actually did. Anyway, we back again, one more time. Again, it's still Easter weekend. Happy Easter to everybody out there. Resurrection Sunday for those who are believers. And happy Easter Bunny to all the little kids out there. They believe in the Easter Bunny. Our subject today, or at this particular juncture, will be same-sex marriage. It seems to be major subject, across these here United States. These days, people feel different ways about it. Some people are for, some people are against.
Why do you think people are against?
Some people don't like change. Some people are narrow-minded. Some people are just prejudiced. Some are plain ignorant.
But it's always been, it's not the marriage part, but it's always been homosexuality. So why should people have to hide that? So many people have hidden that they'll marry somebody just because, they want their family to know, or they don't want society to know, or their job says, you bring your wife, but they don't never tell you bring your husband. There's no, you feel bad. You feel bad inside that you have to do your life this way. You have to have your life this way to please everybody else. And it's always been homosexuality. It's just that's what we call it now. That's not what we called it then. So why is it so hard to accept? And what you said, prejudice, whatever. It shouldn't be hard to accept. It's not you. It's not your life. That's what I'm trying to. What my thing is. It's not your life. So why do you care so much? What does it change in your life that they are a couple and they want to get married? Why does that have anything to do with you? You don't go in their bedrooms. They are not filming it for you to see. They're happy. And I think some of it has something to do with adoption, because a lot of people don't want kids to grow up in that environment. Although I think a lot of those environments are much better than the ones that they're in today, or some of them are in today, with the mother and the father, and it's their biological mother and father. They're still in a loveless or not getting enough love as kids, and I think a lot of homosexuals love more, that they give more, that they act like they want to prove that they can do this better than you can. Don't quote me, because I don't want to say that that's exactly how they feel, but love is love to me. And I don't care if it's a man or a woman, or a man and a man and a woman and a woman. I think love is love. And when you bring up a child in love, it doesn't matter if it's two dads or two moms, or mother and father. I think it's just love. And I think we're all supposed to be made from love, to continue loving. So why would you just want to stop that? That's just me.
That was pretty good. The Bible is.
I'm sorry. What?
It does make mention, of homosexuality in one particular form, in terms of location, where it was Sodom and Gomorrah.
I'm going to read that book.
We
talking about it, but
it's wild. He comes back in the end. But listen, a lot of people.
I'm trying to get it together here.
A lot of people know. Yeah, I know. A lot of people know about Sodom and Gomorrah, and how it was destroyed, and Lot's wife, and how she was turned into a pillar of salt, because that was the only family that was allowed to leave. Because they were the only ones that were considered righteous and clean. Homosexuality, and when I say homosexuality, I'm not singularly speaking about men.
Right.
You understand? This is what it's called, I
Right.
guess. You know, same-sex relationships, I think, would be better because
Right.
then you know you can differentiate.
Right.
You know, to me, the term homosexuality is a pigeonhole that's really basically familiarized with man on man. I feel like I've had family members, you know, who were into same-sex relationships. You know, my godfather, I loved him to death. I feel, number one, that God don't make mistakes.
Right.
You have some people that say, you know, it's something in the brain, and you know
Well,
something's not right about them, and yeah, you know, those of you that wear your religions and your beliefs on, you know, your religious beliefs on your sleeve, and use that as your defense. What you negate to remember is, if you're a believer, you know that God created all.
Right.
And if you're a believer, then you should know that God don't make mistakes. Because if God made it, that's the purpose. And everything and everybody has a purpose.
And if that what he just said is true, you are probably being the one tested. And you're failing. You're failing because God made you to love. And if you love, then you love all. You don't, and that's another thing as far as, you know, the love. You have the ones that are like this have put out the kid because they don't want to have nothing to do with it. He's an abomination or whatever he is to, you know, what he's doing with his life or what she's doing with her life. And now you don't want to have nothing else to do with her. Where did your love go? You could say all you want. Well, you know, I still love him, but I can't have nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
I would have God to love me, but no one to have nothing to do with me. Because they keep saying that, you know, I'm striving to be more like God. You know, I want to walk in His footsteps. I want to do what He does. You're failing miserably because, as He said, God has made no mistakes. We as people have made mistakes. And like he said, we have free will. You also have a path. And you can deviate from that path all you want. But when you come back to that fork in the road, it's your choice to either go down the right one or the wrong one. You always get another chance. As long as you keep breathing, you have another chance. And I think that if you don't like homosexuality, then you go down another path because you can't make them go away. You can't... all your beliefs, all your thoughts, all your love, whatever it is, you can't change them. That's who they are. I have people in my family that are that way, and it doesn't change anything. They're still the person that I know. Their love life, their bedroom has nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing. I can't change who they are. I don't want to change who they are because if I try to change who they are, then we're not. That love that I have for you is limited. It's
tainted.
I'm lying. You know, I can't be around you this way. I can't. You know, I'm pretending. I don't want to do that. I love you for you. Whoever you love them for them. I love you for you, and that's it. That's how it's supposed to be. Now you think you're sitting back and you're saying, well, you know, God said,
judge not, lest ye be judged.
Thank you. It's perfect. So don't worry about that stuff. Don't worry about what you think God will do to that person or for that person or with that person. Worry about you.
That's between them and God.
Right. Think about what God's going to do for you in your heart because it's your heart that you're showing right now. And when you don't give that love to that person that you was giving to them all this time until you found out they were sleeping with the same sex, you're wrong. Now you got to start talking to yourself. Now you got to start talking to God yourself for yourself because they're fine. You're the one that's got the problem. And I would like for people to see that. So same-sex marriage, I think love is love, has nothing to do with anything else. And the reason that those people want to get married is because of the laws. It ain't got a lot to do with the paper. It's the laws. Because if
so they can be recognized.
Right, in hospitals and...
as equals.
Right.
It's about equality.
What if his family or her family doesn't like the way that they're living, and then keeps their mate out because they didn't like it in the first place? Now they can control everything because that person's in the hospital, and they get to come in and say, well, no, they're not married. There's nothing, that's
Exactly.
you're so wrong. And that's called hate. You can call it whatever you like, but it's hate. You're hating on something that has nothing to do with you. You said you loved your child. You said you loved your niece or your nephew. You said you love these people. Then continue loving them. And if you think that what they're doing wrong, then you need to get on your knees and you pray for them. But you still love them. You still treat them like they're people. The same person they was when they was growing up is still the same person as an adult. The person that you said you loved.
When I was little, I had an accident, which is why I wear glasses. I was called Four Eyes, Goggles, all the glasses names, coming up in school. That didn't change the person that I am. It didn't make me any worse because I wore glasses. It didn't make my family love me any less. It didn't make my family love me anymore. It didn't help me, when I was coming up, when I was a young player, running around, hollering at different girls because I had glasses on. That made no difference. You understand? The people in my life accept me for the person that I am. Either you love me or you hate me. That's your decision. I don't beg anybody. I don't ask anybody. I don't need permission. I don't look for approval. Love, as you said, is love. Period. Makes no difference where it comes from. The love a mother has for a child, the love a father has for a brother, the love that you have for your grandparents. Okay? Love is love. And what we all strive for is that unconditional love. Choices you make alter your perception as to how you see things. Society looks at things and says, well, we don't want that, and we don't want this, and we do want that, and we do it. Everybody has a choice. That is your God-given right, whether you're a believer or not.
Right.
You don't have to believe in God. That's the choice that he gave us.
Right.
That's the free will that he gave us. And that free will means it's your choice. I don't have to like what you wear.
Right.
You don't have to like what I say. Quite frankly, what I eat don't make you shit. So we should concentrate more on trying to move forward, with progression instead of regression. Everybody that's in a same-sex relationship, the problem now is, when I was coming up a lot of times earlier, people would kind of keep that under wraps. It wasn't so public. It wasn't out there. One of the stigmas that society has, in my opinion, today is the fact that they don't have to hide anymore. We've all heard the expression coming out of the closet. Well, everybody knows most closets are kind of small. So if you're in a closet, that means you're hiding. So if you come out the closet, you're not hiding no more. And that's the expression that was used. Well, if he or she or they claim out the closet, that's fine. Why you have to be in the closet in the first place? You understand? Like I said, everybody has a choice. Okay? We were all made by the same creator, whether you believe it or not. You can't look at somebody and forgive them or expect forgiveness if you can't forgive someone else. It all starts with you. It all starts with your frame of mind. Everything is taught in the home. Okay? You may learn about racism or sexism or classism, in the streets, But that seed is planted at home.
Yep.
If you learn about it in the streets and you bring it home, then however that thing, whether it's cultivated or it's killed, is left up to the people that surround you, the people that trust you, and the people that you trust the most in your home. You understand? So if you feel like you got an issue with somebody because they might be into the same sex, well then that's your cross to bear.
Right.
You know, you shouldn't be prejudiced against somebody because of their preference. Basically, it's really comes down to mind your own damn business.
Exactly.
You know, let people be people. That's the problem. Everybody wants to police everybody else, and you too busy with your nose in my business. Go get some on. Go get some of your own,
right,
and take care of that. You know, everybody in the same sex relationship has family.
right,
Okay? And you love your family. You know, you love your friends. You know, you love the person that you choose to be in this relationship with, whether it's 3 months, 3 years, 30 years,
right.
you know, or to the grave. You know, we shouldn't be so critical of what other people do. To me, it's if you're not hurting nobody else or yourself, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Right.
You know, because if you hurt yourself, then you're hurting somebody else. Because you're hurting those that love you. You know, and no one wants to sit back and watch someone they love suffer.
Right.
And I get that. But if you sitting back and you watching this person that you love and they in love with somebody else, or they in love with their lifestyle, or they happy, then you should be happy for them.
You should be.
You know, not always the case, but you should be. So, I mean, just, again, you know, judge, lest ye be judged. Judge not, lest ye be judged. You know, look in the mirror. You know,
I say it all the time.
Clean
Look
up
in the mirror.
Your mirror, because it's a lot of fog on it. Because we all got fog on our mirror. Everybody got skeletons in the closet. You know, all those analogies. You know, just mind your business. Let people be people. Let people be themselves.
You'd be happier if you did that.
And
less
maybe
stress.
the world will be a better place.
Oh, less stress.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons at the end of every video, I always say, y'all be good to each other. Y'all take care of each other, because we all on this ball together.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the use? You know, population control is something they doing already. Don't help them. You know, so until then, if you have anything else,
I'm done. Well said.
as am I. It's DNA. Subscribe.
Comment.
I know some of y'all want to say something about a few things we say. Holler at us. Hit us up on the link. We'll get back to you. Until then, y'all be good to each other. DNA, we signing off.